1988, on this date in sports history, Terry Steinbach was named the American League All-Star Game MVP. Now, Steiny is widely considered the best A's catcher in franchise history. But the A's management now hopes that moniker will soon belong to another catcher, Sean Murphy. When spring training opened back in Arizona, I asked Bob Melvin this.
Is this your best team? And the bar is changed here in Oakland.
If I say yes, I'm going to get a call from Josh Donaldson probably about 15 minutes after I leave here.
Back-to-back 97-win seasons thanks in large part to homegrown talent. And there's another crop expected to make a big impact.
3-2 pitch, strike three called right down the middle.
While Luzardo is being mentioned as a Rookie of the Year candidate, catcher Sean Murphy is overlooked by national writers in that race. What else is new?
I mean, that's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all. Are you kidding me?
Murphy didn't even get recruited out of high school. He had to walk on at Wright State. And that's when everybody took notice, including the A's.
Oakland selects Sean Murphy, a catcher from Wright State.
3 years after being picked in the third round, Murphy made his big league debut last year.
It's this one to right center, and it's hit well. Trout on the move. That baby's gone!
And just to make it a perfect major league debut, he cut a shutout from the A's pitching staff. Murphy's cup of coffee was enough to convince Melvin he has the catcher of the present and the future. How's his game progressing, and are you satisfied with the sample size from last September?
It's great. He was another guy that I think really benefited from the time off. Basically, right now, he looks like a full go. He looks really strong. He's swinging the bat well, hitting the ball a long ways. So, similar to what we were talking about with Steven, I think he really benefited with this time off.
Joining us is A's catcher Sean Murphy. And Sean, thanks for taking the time. You said during spring training in Arizona that you wanted to catch every pitcher to get familiar with the pitcher. That did not happen. What are you doing to compensate for lack of games?
Just getting as many bullpens as I can. We're making it a point to make sure I get every single guy, at least, whether it be in a sim game or in a bullpen, but to catch them at a game speed.
How close can they be to actual, spring training games?
Close. I think everybody's taking this seriously. Everybody wants to, make sure they're on their game when this thing gets going. And, it's an odd situation. The schedule is different, but everybody's trying to make the best of it and get into a place where they feel comfortable going out and competing.
I would assume that last September's call-up was all the more important given what's happened with COVID-19. How did that experience help you prepare for this season?
I was able to gain some confidence from it. Seeing that I can have success at the big league level was huge. Also gaining familiarity with the pitchers and the team, and getting a level of comfort with these guys. It all goes into helping me out this season.
Take me back to that first game, Sean, and relive that moment.
Honestly, it didn't hit me at the time. I treated it like any other home run I'd hit in the minor leagues. It wasn't until much later when I realized how cool the moment that was. And it's when I saw the video of my parents going crazy. But I know at the time it was much more exciting for them than it was for me, which is
absolutely. Did you get the baseball?
Yes, I have it, and I gave it to my dad.
Bob Melvin later said, "That's not a bad debut for Sean. He hits a home run, and then he catches a shutout. What are you more proud of?"
Well, I was the shutout. I always say if I can catch a shutout every game, then we'll win 162, or in this case 60. But so the shutout's more important than anything I do offensively. But at the end of the day, the credit goes to Tanner, who threw that game. Rourke, he was great that night, and he helped me through it. So more credit goes to him than I could ever take.
Coming out of high school, Sean, as we wrap it up here, you were not highly recruited. In fact, you're a walk-on at Wright State. Why do you think so many people overlooked you?
I was small. I was a late bloomer, and I physically hadn't grown yet during, my high school and senior seasons in high school. So I was overlooked as far as recruiting, and I was just the smallest kid on the team. So I don't blame anybody for missing me. I was just a late bloomer, and once I got to college, I sprouted a couple inches and put on a bunch of weight, and I grew into my body a little bit.
Last question. Bob Melvin, being a former catcher, how has he been instrumental in your development?
Bob's great because he understands what kind of stuff we have to go through and the different things we have to focus on. And he's very understanding as far as, mistakes we make, but he's also a good resource to have. He's always there to, bounce ideas off of and talk through situations with. So it's awesome having as a catcher, as a manager.
That's ace catcher Sean Murphy. Coming up next, we're going to open up the game day vault. In fact, who's ready for a road trip? We'll check in on the Giants fan who attended all 81 games away from Oracle Park.